My name is Nick von Rupp.
Second wave of the set or the first Rupp? Second one is the bomb, let's go.
Welcome to the life of the Von Froth.
The last couple of weeks I haven't had time to clean my car. I got everything you need in here. Check out this new leash, Brusco. We got thick leashes, thinner leashes, wetsuits, booties, shoes, wax, anything you need.
You have your life in there.
Yeah, I need to clean my car, man.
Je suis Thomas, je suis Thomas. Je suis Thomas, comenta.
Toma.
Olha, estão altas ondas, man. Vou agora ensinar ao Nicolau como é que se faz uns tubos aqui nos coxos.
Tu é que foste o professor dele, não é?
Yeah, exatamente, eu fui o professor dele, fiz-lhe amonas quando era mais novo, por isso é que o gajo ficou rijo e consegue surfar estas ondas grandes.
Vamos embora! Bora, Moji! Tem umas ondas ou não?
Tem.
Então bora.
Bora.
Eu só te ensinar aí.
A última last statement. Vais ensinar aqui o...
Quanto tempo é que já não fazes surf aqui, meu?
Epá, já não surfo aqui pá, há 2 anos, sem exagero.
E como é que
Vou
vai
ver se consigo fazer umas ondas sem ser dropinado.
Não? Vamos aí, surf cucharas, não surfamos aí há 4 dias.
Agora reparem como é que se fala para a câmara, está bem? Lá, anda, patrão.
It's a great, beautiful morning this morning. Sun is shining, waves are offshore.
The sky is
We
so
picked up some
blue.
plastic on the way here. We go out there, the waves are firing. Let's get some barrels. Woo! Nice little surf, rolling into winter, And we got sunny skies, offshore winds, a couple of right turns, a couple backside stallers. Miguel got some sick barrels this morning. And today we gonna answer some questions, a couple Q&A. We put out a couple questions on my Instagram account and got plenty of feedback. We got over 100 questions to answer. Check out the amount of questions we have. Let's go grab some lunch.
Let's go.
Brian Green, by your standards, I consider myself a small wave surfer. Anything wrong with that? Dude, there's nothing wrong with being a small wave surfer at all. The most important is being in the water. Mungej, our friend Mungej, asking how fast you go on a giant wave. Man, I have no idea, but I'm going pretty fast. Biggest wave ever ridden was probably, yeah, for sure in Nazaré. I think this season, or even last season, during the Nazaré contest. I don't know how big, man. It's hard to tell how big, but it was at least, man, I don't know, at least maybe 20 meters. I don't know. It was top to bottom. Hard to say. Best surfboard you ever had? I mean, all my Quiver and Paisel surfboards are the best boards I have, to be honest. Helio Antonio, where do you want to go surf that you haven't yet? I want to go to Cloudbreak, Tavarua. Never been. Must be insane. When did I start my big wave career? For me, surfing big waves was always about passion. I mean, what made me was big waves at the end. That's what got me my recognition those first years in Ireland. But I really started to really pursue only big waves around 2015, so 5 years ago. Favorite place to surf anywhere in the world? Portugal. Look at this. We're in December, sun is shining, the waves are firing. Coldest place I've ever surfed? Norway. I went on a surf trip with my buddy to Norway and it was minus 10 degrees. It was so cold. Do I still get nervous heading out on big waves? Of course, man. You know, you never know what the outcome is going to be. You're risking your life. You train a lot for certain moments. So getting nervous is part of it, you know. Question by Gillergram. When did you start surfing? What made you love this way of life so much? I started surfing when I was 9 years old, and it was like instant love, you know. Just being out in the ocean, practicing sport, the thrill of getting better every day. It's just an amazing feeling. Question by Jakey the Snakey. How should someone start getting into the big wave surfing scene and where should they begin? I mean, getting into the big wave scene, for me it was exactly the same. You know, back in the day I used to go to Hawaii to get tiny little bits of pieces of big wave surfing, and that's how you start, you know. You go to the main big wave spots and kind of work your way up, you know. Respect the locals, respect your timing, but be there and learn, you know. Keep your ears open onto where you can progress and try to get a mentor, someone that can guide you through the process. How does your loved ones cope with the risk you are taking when surfing big waves? I mean, it's not up to them, right? It's up to me if I want to take that risk or not. And they just need, you know, I'm my happiest in the ocean, risking my life and pushing the boundaries. So, I mean, they got to cope with that, right? They got to be supportive on what my decisions are. Should we head home? We got some of the best takeaway. Check this out. Colors. This food, man. Honestly, this is some of the best food there is around in Portugal. Put down the camera, dude. Let's eat and then we'll keep going with the interviews in a bit. Do you wish to get barreled in Nazaré on the big swell? Do I wish to get barreled in the big? For sure, man. That's the ultimate goal. Combining big wave surfing with barrels is like the dream. Is surfing Nazaré actually fun or is it just an accomplishment? It's really fun. It's just amazing. Just going down a huge wave and like really negotiating with the bumps, wanting to go deep, but you can't go too deep, if not you get caught up. So it's that middle term that is really cool. Next question by Jarmiloquai. Not Jamiroquai, Jarmiloquai. Did you really sleep in a bunk bed before the last big swell in Nazaré? Yes, I slept in a bunk bed before the last swell in Nazaré. I slept at Zula, very comfortable place, and I slept with my cameramans. I slept right next to you, next to Guy, next to Pina, Gastão, there's 6 guys at one point sleeping in that bed, and the next day we had to ride huge waves. So yeah, I'm not too fuzzy when it comes down to where to sleep. If I can get a nice night of sleep, I'm happy. And if it's a bunk bed, it's totally fine. Jaws or Nazaré? I mean, Jaws is an amazing wave. Nazaré beats it because it breaks more times. Nazaré breaks 100 times a year. Jaws breaks once or twice. So, is it useful to practice breath holds on land regarding living in the city? If so, how? Of course, man. I mean, practicing breath holds is very nice because it makes you feel comfortable in uncomfortable situations, which you find yourself without oxygen, which is exactly what you feel like feeling the ocean. But the truth is that you got to do those breath hold trainings dynamically. You got to do it in exercise. So I think there's a bunch of tutorials on the internet how to train for big waves. Check them out. Ways that I've overcome my fear. I've overcome my fear on a daily basis. I never let fear block me to take that next step. So, I mean, a good technique is just, regardless how big the waves are, you just go out there and kind of go out and try to get out there and kind of feel the conditions out. And if you feel comfortable, you end up catching waves. How do you stay calm if a wave hits you? You just stay calm, my friend. Just breathe and just hold it. What makes cave scarier than Nazaré? That's a very good question. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be the size of the wave only. There's a lot of really dangerous waves. For example, cave. There's a lot of rocks that stick out in the middle of the wave, and if you fall in the wrong spot, you might hit your head or hit your body in a certain wave, and that will hurt you badly. There's a lot of examples of people that got badly hurt in cave. What's the key for catching and dropping steep hollow waves? Positioning is really important, paddle power is really important, and really going for it. When you want to go on a wave, don't hesitate, just go, okay? The worst thing you can do is hesitate. That's going to put you in a really bad spot. Good question. Have you ever shit your wetsuit out of pure fear? I had to double check a couple times if I'd shot myself, but not yet, man. The day is still yet to come. Question by Lourenço Carvalhão. What's my relationship with bodyboarding? I mean, always looked up to the bodyboarders because the way they surf slabs and stuff, it's something that really inspired me. And I come from a background from a beach. There's a big bodyboarding community. So, who is your favorite Marvel hero? Batman. Question is, would you ever consider to return competing on the WQS? Good question. I will. I'll do a couple competitions. I still love to do some turns, and I love competition. I love to see my friends. So maybe I'll do a couple QSs this year in Europe. I'm not going to go all the way to Brazil and France or South Africa to do a QS, a 1 foot QS, but I'll sure get some. If it's not too far away, I'll definitely make the effort. My biggest fear, obviously, drowning, dying, getting hit by my surfboard, having someone in my close team having an accident. That's my biggest fear. Would you rather give a good pump in a girl for the rest of your life, or a good pump in a barrel for the rest of your life? That's a good question, David. I mean, life is all about balance. You got to find the right balance, You got to figure out the best of both worlds. So this is it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for all of you that sent through the questions. Really appreciate it. Gonna say it one last time. You need to get one of these Von Froth t-shirts. They're running out. We've been sending all over the world, and you need to get one. So make sure to go on vonfroth.com, get your t-shirt, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on the tab below, let me know your questions. I'll be answering them personally, and I'll see you next time. Thanks you so much for your support. Woo!